Just turned 12 o'clock here on Sunday afternoon, the 20th of May. After another frosty start, I do reckon that that's going to be the last frosty morning of the year. Why? Because we're going to have warm, high pressure starting to build over the next 48 hours across the UK and Ireland. The best weather that we've seen since May, or should I say March, is on the way across the UK and Ireland as we start to see that stubborn area of low pressure, that trough that's been so persistent, keeping us cool, unsettled, rainy. That is going to finally start to work its way southeastwards enough that we start to see high pressure develop on the north of those areas of low pressure. We've got two areas of low pressure. This is the current chart for today off the ECMWF. You can start to see the trough starting to work its way south of the UK. We've also got an upper level low here kicking off showers and thunderstorms across parts of Greece, into Turkey, northwards up towards the Black Sea as well. That will continue in the coming days. Now, as I skip through to Monday, we can start to see what's taking place here. The upper level low here is starting to work its way southeastwards. As it does so, that allows heights to start building to the north, and therefore warmth from central and eastern parts of Europe. These two areas of low pressure going to act like wheels. It's going to start to rotate the heat that's over eastern parts of Europe, where we're seeing temperatures pushing 30 Celsius across parts of Moscow and adjacent areas. That warmth is going to start to get migrated westwards. As this upper level feature starts to work its way eastwards, it's going to kick off very heavy rain, strong thunderstorms across parts of South France, into the north of Italy, into parts of the Alpine region as well. So a very, very messy picture down across the south of Europe, while heights are building quite substantially to the north. Now, of course, we've seen glorious weather back in March, but of course we've got a much stronger sun. We've got longer days, nights of darkness, very, very short at this time of year. But in fact, we've reached that stage now where we are only seeing a few hours. On clear nights, we're only seeing 2 or 3 hours of darkness before the sun starts to bring daylight back to the sky again, sometime around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, by Tuesday, you can start to see what's taking place here. Here's the upper level low, starting to allow warmth from the southwest and the east. And this feature here, this warmth here, is what's going to start to really heat things up by midweek onwards across the UK. Now, at this stage, this is by Tuesday, we could be seeing temperatures of 25 Celsius across parts of the south of England. So very, very warm conditions compared to what we've seen. Nothing terribly unusual for this time of year, but it's just been that cool, it's been that unsettled. It's going to be a bit of a shock to the system, I think. But this upper level feature here is going to keep bringing very strong thunderstorms across the south and central parts of Europe, while we'll start to see blowtorch warmth, temperatures quite comfortably into the 30s across parts of Germany, even in towards parts of Denmark, down through the Netherlands, Belgium. We're going to be starting to see glorious sunshine and very warm conditions. It really is terrific to see a change in this pattern, and it was seen back last Tuesday of the hints were there. Now, I said way back that I believe we could see that change from about the 20th of May onwards. Now, I have created a theory, a 30 to 40 day cycle of the North Atlantic Oscillation, and I believe that with a very warm, very settled March, very dry March, we then seen a dramatic flip and the persistency in wet, cool conditions back in April. And I thought if there was a 30 to 40 day cycle of this, ridge trough cycle with, of course, high pressure during the month of March, persistent. Then we've seen a trough develop. That was persistent for the month of April. I did think that it was possible that we could see a cool start to May and a warm, dry, settled finish to the month of May. And I did think this could be possible. It does look as if it's developing. If that theory has some sort of merit, it would then suggest that this pattern evolving with high pressure over the northwest of Europe could last into the month of June, but that really remains to be seen, to be honest. By Thursday, you can start to see the ridge and high pressure taking place. The warmth starting to rebuild across Iberia. So after a very cool and settled few days across this part of the country, of course, after that heat wave, we start to see this upper level low starting to work its way further southeastwards, clearing the way for this high pressure to then start to shoot very warm air all the way up and through, basically into Scandinavia. We could be seeing very warm conditions across parts of Norway, into Sweden as well. It remains a little cooler across parts of Finland, in towards northwest Russia. We've got a little trough here, cold air coming down, but it's all eyes on this tremendous pattern that we've all been dreaming of for the past couple of months is starting to develop here. By Friday, there's the high pressure. It still remains in control. Very warmer, of course, with warmer days and a warm overall air mass with temperatures rising towards, I reckon by the end of this week we could be seeing temperatures pushing 28 or 29 Celsius across parts of southern and central England. We could be talking about temperatures of 23, 24 Celsius across parts of Glasgow, even towards Edinburgh as well, with glorious spells of sunshine. And with those warm days and very short nights, evenings are going to be nice and warm. You could be sitting out with a nice barbecue with friends and family. And those temperatures at night are really going to start to slowly cool off, as opposed to after, weeks now of seeing that cold air in the mid and upper levels. That, of course, after the sun went down, we've seen very sharp temperature drops, frost by night, and reasonably mild by day if we had enough sunshine. But the warmth and the jet stream now lifted northwards. We've got a warmer mass in place as opposed to a colder mass. And that, of course, will allow much slower cooling at night. Temperatures down across parts of London, for example, may struggle to hit -16 or 17 Celsius for nighttime lows by mid to late this week. Glasgow, Edinburgh, you could be struggling to hit 15 Celsius at night. And it's going to be much more summer-like, that's for sure. Let's have a quick look at the the surface chart, should I say, of the GFS. Now you can see here plenty of low pressures around, and that, of course, would indicate, reasonably, cloudy conditions, if not unsettled conditions, especially across southern parts of Europe. Of course, we've got showers and thunderstorms. There's that surface high pressure. Very warm conditions across parts of Russia, in towards Poland as well. But as I skip ahead now, I'm going to skip a day at a time here. 24 hours, 48 hours. What do you start to see here? The low pressure is starting to lift from the British Isles and Ireland. Therefore, as high pressure in the upper levels starts to increase, we're going to start to see high pressure at the surface. That would indicate the eradication of cloud cover, and of course you've got a warmer atmosphere even in the mid and upper levels. That supports stronger surface warming down below, and of course the deeper and stronger those heights are aloft, the warmer the air is up above. It then caps the atmosphere, stops the atmosphere from developing clouds, and of course sinking air under high pressure allows the warming to take place. And the stronger that high, the greater the depth of sinking, the warmer those temperatures are going to be. And look at that there by 78 hours. This is by Wednesday. Glorious spells of sunshine. We could be seeing higher along the east coast, fog around sheltered areas, but that burn off is going to be quick during the mid and late morning hours. And of course we're going to see very strong warming taking place by lunchtime onwards. Temperatures widely into the 20s by midweek across the UK. Very warm temperatures on Wednesday, I do reckon, could hit 27, perhaps up to 29 Celsius by the end of this week. Glasgow, somewhere in Scotland, southwest Scotland for example, up into the Central Highlands, you folks could be looking at 25 or 26 Celsius by the end of this week. But high pressure in control, messy conditions, showers, thunderstorms, all associated with an upper level low down here across southern and central Europe. Notice how we've got a high pressure exploding all the way up into the far north, up into the Arctic region in fact. Temperatures even in parts of Norway and Sweden could be looking at 24, 25 Celsius as well. So glorious summer-like weather is ahead for the UK, Ireland and all of Western Europe in the next 7 days. Bye for now.